Hi guys, it's Dera here. So finally I'm doing a story time and I'm debunking the things Justin said. I've already done this video before when he made when he made that video, but I didn't put it. I wasn't mentally ready at the time. But now I'm doing this video because I want to. I'm not doing this video because I'm seeking for any sort of validation whatsoever. As you can see, I did this video in my own pace, in my own time. I wasn't pressured to do it. So now that I'm mentally okay to actually come out, I set this camera by myself and I'm doing this story time, telling you guys from my own perspective, my own side of the story. So he said a whole lot of things. He said a whole lot of he did a whole lot of cut and trying to make the story sound sweet to the ear. But there are always two sides to a story. There are always two sides to a story. And it pains me that people were actually bashing me for a perfectly edited one-sided victimized story. I just want to clear the air because I mean I've moved on and I'm moving to a different better phase of my life. I want to let go. I want to just trash everything. As I'm doing this with I'm not even talking about this stuff again. So that's literally it. So about me and Johnson, we started dating middle of 2021. We met in school. We met in a dance group. So we started dating. Then 2021 we got money and we opened a business and we were running that business. We were quite young, even though we didn't know the ethics of entrepreneurship, we didn't know the ethics of business. But yeah, so 2022 it continued, and then the sister came up with the idea to for us to travel out of the country. And at that time I was still in school. I was in my 300 level, and we were making plans to travel. But in the process, it happened that his sister scammed us and blocked us and traveled with her family. Then we started processing our own, because I didn't finish my undergraduate degree. I would have actually just done the masters abroad, but because I didn't finish, I had to start. I had to start from the first year. So I got admission in London, and we got married. I traveled 2023, February 2023, and yeah, I was working, I was schooling. But my main purpose of traveling was actually schooling. When I traveled was when the other girl started working in the shop, because I started seeing the videos of a new person, a new staff working. So it wasn't easy for me in the UK when I gave birth alone, and so many things happened. I eventually came back 3 months after I put to bed, and that was actually when everything changed. So the thing is, see, okay, that was actually when everything changed. So when I came back, I noticed a whole lot of things. I noticed that I noticed a lot of messages with girls and all that, which he eventually apologized. Him telling girls that he loves hanging out with them and all those ones. I saw a whole lot of messages, and he apologized for that. But the one that got me interested was this particular one from our staff, because he would delete the messages, and I'm wondering why is he deleting the messages of this our staff, our worker. So and so many sneaky, when I asked him about it, he would deny. He would say I'm making up stories, I'm nagging and all that. So there was a night the girl called him video call in the middle of the night, and I'm like, why is she calling you video call in the middle of the night? Why is your staff calling you video call in the middle of the He beats me because of that question. He says that pregnancy messed with my brain and I'm crazy and all that. And at that point, I believed him. I believed him. I, you know, I thought I was actually crazy because everything was just so somehow. Then he would tell me that pregnancy messed with my brain and all that. And that was how, if I talk about any changes, it would be I'm nagging and all that. Then that was 2023 ending, 2024 we moved from Umaya to Aba, and we actually moved our business from Umaya to Aba as well because Umaya was not giving us what we wanted. So we moved and we relocated to Aba. Then that the whole thing just started, like it was just it was just like the whole thing was just piling up, piling up, piling up. You know, he bought her an Android phone, and he lied that it wasn't her that he bought the phone for, that he bought it for a male staff in the shop, and the male staff gave it to her, which didn't make sense to me. Eventually, I found out he collected the phone from her. There was one time, I think they were having a problem. He collected the phone from her, and I now checked the phone. I saw like most of her details, and I'm like, so why did you not lie that you didn't buy this phone for the girl? Because he bought the phone for the girl for work, like the work that they were doing. So he was like, then he hit my head on the wall. Like after that he apologized, and you know, this whole thing, like I knew he was actually like doing stuff with her, but I don't know. It was just like he wasn't admitting it, but he was just lying about it. But I knew 100% because his body language, whenever he's going to shop, he will not wear his ring. Like you know, when something something happens in the shop, for instance, like there's this particular thing, maybe when something spoils or something, he doesn't reprimand the girl. But when another person does it, he will even like find the person. So all these preferential treatments, he buys her lunch and all that. If the girl comes to work late, he will be like, why are you coming to work now? The girl will be like, nothing, I'm smiling. You know, that kind of thing. So so I knew like something was actually like going on, and yeah, he was just lying about it. He doesn't sleep at home. He doesn't he Oh my god, he will leave the house. He actually like rented an apartment for the girl in Aba, so that's where he actually like stays. That's where he actually sleeps. So he will, when like this our whole shop thing, I've been actively working there, but it reduced when I gave birth because I was mostly staying at home with Jasmine. So he said something like, me that I don't used to work, I'll just stay at home. If you know me very well, you know my hair. If you know me like very well in this workshop, you know my hair. You know how hard I used to work. I've never been lazy in my life. I've never been that kind of lazy person when it comes to work. You know how hard I worked in that shop. So him saying I don't used to work was just the period I give birth, and I didn't have a help like someone that will be babysitting Jasmine and all that. So it was just me. So how am I supposed to do the work at home, also do the work in the shop and all that? So even when I was breastfeeding Jasmine, I do go to work. We go to work around like 10. You mean like that I'm joining his business back. That like we're coming to work late. I'm joining his business back. This is someone that has a child. Like before we do everything in the house, then come out 10 o'clock. Then this same girl, when she comes to work late, 11, 12, he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything about it, nothing like that. So the whole thing was just there. It was eating me up. And mind you, nobody even knew. Not even my family, not even like I didn't say anything to anyone. I didn't because I didn't even have friends. I didn't have people I talked to. Not even my family. I didn't even nobody because my whole life literally revolved around him. And it's just I didn't have a life. That was like one of the biggest mistakes I made in this marriage. I didn't have a life outside him. My whole life literally revolved around him. My life was literally like just triangle, workshop, house, workshop. Like I didn't have a life outside of him. So when this whole thing was happening, nobody knew about it, or people were noticing, especially our staff in the shop, because it was becoming obvious. For instance, there is this gym close to our shop where Johnson goes for his gym sessions. So this girl will also like go to that same gym. This was the period when they were like hiding it. They were hiding it. So if he goes to that gym, then the girl will come in after some time. Then when they are done, he will drive off first because the gym is close to our shop. So when they are done, he will drive off first. Then the girl will now be like, oh my god, I'm going, and the girl will follow since like some minutes. Like, so it was so obvious. Clients were asking me what's going on with my worker and my husband like what's going on, because everything was just so obvious. It was very, very annoying. It was very shameful. So I didn't even try to say anything to anyone. So at that time, I knew I was losing my marriage. I was so like I wanted it to work. I had to be like, okay. I messaged him, like we're always having, that period I was always chasing him. I write like lots of long paragraph, needing clarity. All I wanted was clarity, nothing else. You know, I was like, okay, let me just, this thing they say that if you make like like I said before, I didn't have a life outside of him. So I was like, let me make him to be like a bit jealous so that he will be like, maybe he'll be like, oh, I'm talking to people outside, or maybe I have a life outside, something like that. So when we were having one of those fights, I told him that I'm traveling. I want to travel to go and see so one of my friends. Mind you, this my friend didn't even know that I lied with her name. So I said, Casey said I should come to her side. Like I just used her name to lie. So I just wanted him to feel like, okay, I'm talking to someone, like, okay, so she's actually like talking to her friends or something like that. And the fact that, okay, I wanted to travel, maybe I thought he'd be like, no, 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 don't travel, like, I thought he would be like all that protective and kind of jealous. So I told him, okay, I'm going to see the sisters of my friends, and Jasmine will stay with you and all that. So this whole thing is like this kind of person that he is. Whenever we are having these heated arguments, heated fights, and because I regret to say this, but I was so scared to lose him. So whenever we're having like these heated arguments and fights, and he tells me that he just brings up like this breakup thing, like he's going to break up and all that. This kind of person that he is, he loves projecting things onto me, and one of the mistakes I made is actually like accepting those things. So whenever we're having like heated arguments and stuff, and he brings up something like breakup, I'll now be like admitting to the stuff. Like I'll be like just admitting to other stuff, like, okay, fine, I'm sorry, I'm the problem, I'm the reason for this, and whenever I admit to all those things he projects onto me, he calms down. It works. Like, it really calms him down, and he'll be like, come here, Joe, you're doing like a baby, that kind of thing. So whenever I admit like all those things he throws at me, whenever we're fighting, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, whenever he brings up all those that he's even tired, all those kind of things, then I will now beg. I'll be like, I'm sorry, okay, I'm the reason for this. Yes, it's my fault, and all those things. And all these things, I didn't know he was really like keeping records of them. And to show you how free my heart was, like, I didn't even pay attention to all that. And mind you, all the things that are in writing, like all the things that are in text, it's actually like different from like the things he says to me. Like whenever he wants to say something like very harsh, he doesn't put it in writing. He says it to me verbally, physically, and there's no way I can start recording, because me self, I don't even like no, like if someone tells me I'll like my marriage will be over, or this kind of thing will arise, I won't believe that person. So there was no need for me to actually be recording all those things that he says. So he's a very strategic person, and whatever he wants to put in writing is actually what he wants people to see. Because when I was still married to him, whenever we're having fights and I'm writing like lots of long paragraphs, he takes a screenshot of this paragraph and he posts it on his WhatsApp. And I'm like, you're not making people respect me. Like, why are you posting my chat on your WhatsApp status? So when this whole TikTok thing, when you started posting my chat on TikTok, it didn't really mean anything to me, because it already started on WhatsApp. And when this whole thing was happening, people expected me to like crash out. But the thing is, I already crashed out in the marriage. So, and nobody saw that. It was a very terrible phase. It was really, really bad. 2024, everything was just getting worse. Like the marriage was just getting so bad. I didn't say anything. We still do our couple videos. We still dance on TikTok. We still do rock paper scissors shoot, like all these games. We still post. We still do dance challenges on TikTok. We still post. And he was still having an affair with this our worker. So now, when everything got heated up, he told me that I shouldn't be coming to his shop again. That he's going to enroll, like he's going to pay for, like I should go and learn this, like I should, because I wanted to learn lash extension and all that, so that I shouldn't come to shop again. I should, like, the slot, the facial, because I was in charge of the facials section. So he gave my uniform to the girl, he gave that slot to the girl, and I was like, people should even take it, because I was so angry. I was like, people should drop your shop, people should drop the thing, like people should, that kind of thing. So I went to learn how to fix lashes, how to do the lash extension stuff, and it was it was really really tough. It was really, I mean, like the whole thing happening, motherhood, like me and Jasmine and I would just be at home alone in the night. He will not come back. He'll be at this girl's house. In the morning he'll come back and he'll beat and he'll go back to the shop. In the evening he'll take the girl home. He won't come back. Just like that. So everything, that was how the relationship was just, deteriorating, and it was going so bad. I didn't even make mention of the physical abuse, like the beating. The beating was normal in the relation, like it was normal. Like he's a very hot tempered person, and whenever he gets angry, he usually puts his hand, like he physically abuses me. And this is not like me trying to accuse him or anything. Everyone knows he beats me in public. Our neighbors know, our gatekeeper know, everybody know, everybody, even his stepbrothers, if they will be truthful, or if they will be truthful, everybody knows that he hits me. And when people were telling me I should come out and say my own side, this I can't. I was like, how can I come out and tell the internet that my husband hits me? Like people who actually like mirror that energy back to me. Let me say, for instance, now that I want to get married, I'm not like I wouldn't even want my husband to know that my ex beats me, because I mean people will see me as someone that doesn't have value and all that. So I don't really like narrating this and telling people, oh, he hits me and all that. It doesn't sit well with me. It's very demeaning to me. Sorry, I'm just cutting this video because so it's just so demeaning to me to come on the internet to say, oh, my husband beats me and all that. It doesn't really sit right with me. I just thought people would actually like mirror that energy back to me, and I didn't want that to happen to me. So when after I gave birth, so after that I was coming to the shop. When I come to the shop, after childbirth, I added some weight. I used to dash her my clothes. I gave her my clothes. And he said something about that the clothing business, that I didn't manage it well. That's a huge fat lie. The clothing business was actually going well, better than the barber shop, because the clothing business is a product based business, and the barber shop is just like a service based business. You can't compare both, because he doesn't know how to barb, and it's our worker, like our workers that usually do the whole job. You get. So my clothing business was actually going well. It was going well. The only thing, like I said, we were young. I traveled out of the country, and he was actually the one that sold everything. He was actually the one that sold, and he even dashed some of the clothes. So this our worker. He does some of my clothes, like the clothes I do sell. So this our worker. So him coming here to say that the clothing business, I didn't handle it well. That's a big fat lie. It's not true. So like I said, I was actually like giving this worker, I was giving her my clothes. If I come to the shop, she'll wash my hair. She'll give me, hey, good morning, my good morning. Hey, she'll carry my baby. Hey, and this one. I didn't know that she was having an affair. I knew at a point, I mean, like, well, I know that. And if I tried to, like, if I wear a particular outfit to, the shop, she'll try to actually, like, recreate that outfit in one way or the other. Like, it was just it was just so weird. And I'm just trying to, like, connect the dots now. It didn't make sense to me now. And I didn't even see that anything then, but now it's just so weird. So this whole thing was happening, and there was this fateful day. I was washing his clothes, and I saw a receipt that reads, he bought an iPhone 13. Now, I was using an iPhone 13 then, and my phone was good. I didn't like, we didn't have, I was like, this is not like, when I saw the receipt, I'm like, this phone is not for me. Even if you wanted to buy a phone for me, it would be like a higher one, not like the particular one I'm using, like the exact one I'm using. So I knew it was for the girl. When he came back that day, I swear to God, I swear with my life, I hugged him. I was so calm, but I was hurting inside. I hugged him. I asked him, how was your day and all that. Then after that, I asked him, buy this our work iPhone, an iPhone. He was so angry. He was like, what do I mean by that? I showed him the receipt. He said he was literally shaking. He was literally shaking, and he was like, yes. He told me that he's seen her. No, he was like, yes, that he was seeing her, and I'm like, you were seeing her when this same this same you that you were denying that you didn't have anything to do with her. Now you're telling me that you were seeing her. He was like, that he cannot do anything about it, and he wanted to collect the receipt from me, but I didn't. So he threw me on the couch and eventually collected the receipt. I went back into my room, and that was like the first day he admitted that, like, he admitted by himself, because I've always known. That was the first time he admitted that yes, that they are dating. And from that day onwards, they whenever they are in shop, the girl will just that was when he after that period he wasn't coming back at home, or he might stay like 2 days. There was this mutuals that actually had a wedding. I was supposed to go to that wedding with him, because this person he was actually like my friend. He was my friend first before he became his friend. He was my friend in school, so it was his wedding. We were supposed to go to the wedding together, but he took the girl. I was at home with Jasmine, and they didn't come back that day, even when his other friend had a birthday party in Omaya. He still took the girl, and they didn't come back that day. All those kind of things. All these things were happening. Nobody knew. We were still doing a couple videos. Nobody knew. I didn't come online to say and all that. Then he answers her call in my presence. He'll be like, hello babe, and all those things in my presence. 2024. And then he said that he wants to relocate to Lagos. His workers, they have seen him finish, and he wants to relocate. That he wants to relocate to Lagos, and Lagos is where updates is, and all his friends are here in Lagos and all that. Initially I was very, very excited to relocate to Lagos. Like, I was like, finally, like, we are moving out of this we're moving out of Abba. So when he told me that, he said he wanted to sell his car to relocate and all that. So when he came back that evening, the things he typed is the things he wants people to see. When he came back that evening, he told me that if I must relocate with him to Lagos, then I'm going to sign an undertaking that the girl will live with us in the same house, and I will be in the boys' quarters. That the girl will take one room, he will take one room, Jasmine will take one room, and I'll be in the boys' quarters. That if I don't want, that I can stay back. At that point, I didn't say anything, because my silence is me giving him peace. So I didn't, because that was like the time I stopped asking him like questions. I stopped needing clarity, because I just had to accept clarity by force. Like, he didn't give me any clarity at all. I just had to accept clarity by force. So whenever he says something, I just agree to it. So I didn't say okay, I didn't say no or yes. I just said okay. So and during that time, I was only like planning on how to leave. And if I say that, and there was no way, it's not even possible for me to even agree to that kind of arrangement. Like, I mean, he has embarrassed me a whole lot of times. He has beaten me in public. 2024, December 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, Jasmine was hospitalized. She was very, very sick. She was hospitalized in Nazareth Hospital, Pound Road, Aba. So Jasmine was having, like, she was on the bed. I was lying beside her. And his phone, like, there was an inscription that came to his phone. The girl messaged him. And at that point, I was already tired. The only thing, I sweat my life. The only thing I did was like, I just took a deep breath. Like, I mean, he was like, why am I looking inside his phone? I'm doing like an imbecile. Well, I'm doing like an imbecile. But why am I looking inside his phone? I'm stupid. No, any little thing he starts like verbally abusing me and stuff and all that. And whenever he starts with this verbal abuse, the next thing he does is to lay his hands on me. So when he started that, and I'm like, this is a public place, because whenever we are home, our house, like our house is very big, and whenever we're having problems, our neighbors, they barely hear they barely hear, but they do hear. Oh, but I have to like shout for them to like really know what was going on. So the opportunity that we're in the hospital, we're in an open place, and I knew that the next thing he would do is to just like hit me. So I just gently came down from the bed, and he was like, "Where am I going to? Where am I going to?" He dragged me by my jacket and he hit me. I must follow him to Lagos, that I'm going to sign an undertaking that the girl will be with us in the same house. And so before then, before this whole thing, like he told me that he like when he admitted that yeah, he's already seeing the thing, he was like, I cannot do anything about it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this person does not love you. He's like, that she loves him. He loves him, that she knows like he's married. For her to know that he's married and still care about him, that's love. Like, that's love. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. I think he was like, okay, fine, that I should just stay now. Let her just stay. I should just stay. Let her just stay. And I'm like, what are you saying? I told him, what are you saying? He said, oh, I know. And we even made love that, like that, as in that evening. And just, that's to show you, like, I knew these things were going on, but I still didn't come to say anything about it. So now he told me that I'm going to sign on undertaking. So when he eventually left for Lagos, he went to when he came to Lagos for house hunting. That was when I packed my bags and I left. I went to my father's house. Another time, my mother-in-law she was staying with me. She was staying with us. So she knew. She told me that I shouldn't follow them to Lagos. That Joseph doesn't know what he's doing, and I shouldn't follow him to Lagos. So I should take my baby and go back home. Even his sisters, even his elder sister was telling me that I should carry my baby back to my father's house. That if my father asks me, that I should just tell him that I came back for Christmas holidays. That before he kills me in this house, I should just take my things and leave. Sometimes she'll tell me that I should wait, I should pray for him, that his eyes will clear, and I should give him time. Because sometimes I used to ask her, Auntie, should I stay or should I go? Because sometimes I'm confused, like I don't know what's going on. I'll ask her, Auntie, should I stay or should I go? I have a voice note of her telling me I should stay, that he will change. That's how men do. And I also have a voice note of her telling me that I should carry my baby back to my father's house before he kills me. So I went back to my father's house, and I went back to my father's house 2nd February 2025. That was how I came back to my father's house. And when I came back, he didn't ask for Jasmine after like a week. Instead, he was lying that I ran away with all his properties. He was telling people that I ran away with his daughter and all his properties, that I took his land documents, I took his international passports, and I took his ATM card and withdrew all the money in his card, which is a bloody lie. It's not even true. So when they eventually came to my father's house, it was a lot of back and forth, and he agreed that he'll be sending Jasmine 100,000 a month for her upkeep, her school, her feeding, everything. 100,000 naira a month. So he sent 100,000 naira on the 10th of February 2025, and then a few days after that, I got a letter from welfare about that someone laid an allegation against me. The person wants like custody and all that. So we went to the welfare. I said my own side of the story, they said their own side of the story, and they were like, oh my god, you guys are still young, this is not even a big deal, all this kind of thing. So they said that they're not going to grant us a divorce because like we're still young, and they had hope that we eventually work it out. That what they're going to do now is like separation. So they were like, okay, now that we are on separation, that he needs to do his own part while I do my own part. And they're like, how much will you be giving your daughter, since you said you don't want to cater for the mother again? How much do you want to be giving your daughter a month? He said 100k. It was signed that 100,000 naira. And before that period, he has sent like 100,000 naira on the 10th of February 2025. So this was solely for her everything, her school fees, her feeding and everything. All the payments he made for Jasmine in March, he paid in 3 installments because we eventually increased it to 150k. So we made he paid in 3 installments in March, and then he blocked me. He blocked me in March 2025, and that was it. So there was no way we were in contact. We were not in contact. He blocked me, and school was about to like resume like a few weeks ahead, and I had to go look for a job as a teacher, and I enrolled Jasmine in that school, and I was the little one I was starting up, so I was into like cater for her and everything. So she actually like goes to the same school that I teach. So every morning we trek from our house to the school and all that. So he didn't ask how Jasmine was doing. He didn't care how like her health, how she's feeding, knowing that she knowing that I wasn't financially capable. He wasn't asking, he wasn't taking care of Jasmine, he wasn't doing what the welfare obliged him to do. And he had us blocked. He didn't know how Jasmine was doing for March, April, May, June, July, for 5 months. But he was on TikTok dancing and throwing all kind of shades and all that. So July happens to be Jasmine's birth month, and 3 days before Jasmine's birthday, he unblocked me and started telling me that I should tell him my location, that he wants to come and see his daughter, which didn't make sense to me because why are you unblocking me 3 days to her birthday? Like you want to come and do video with her and post, like you're not even in her life, you don't even know how she feeds, you don't even know like anything about her, and you're blocking me just like for acting. So I didn't reply to what he was saying, and I knew that he was going to post it, so I didn't reply. He calls me, I don't pick and all that. So on Jasmine's birthday 2025, he posted Jasmine, but his captions were about me, how I refused him to see his child, how I want to use his child to punish him because I'm bitter that he moved on, that he found peace and all that. He paid bloggers to actually post that. He paid a particular blogger in Abia State to post that. And seeing Jasmine's picture flying around, everything, they were like, young dad cries out that his ex-wife refused, like what those crazy storylines. And I'm like, what? And I still didn't even come out to say anything about that. And all his shady captions and all that. So I was in school one day, and I got a letter that I have that someone sued me in the high court. So it happened like he sued me. He wanted full custody of Jasmine. So we were running around for like lawyer and all that. It was very, very expensive on our own end. Like it wasn't something that was feasible at that moment. So it was so difficult. It was so difficult. So during that period, I felt very, very sick. Jasmine and I felt very, very sick, but mine was very severe. And I had to like borrow money to cater for our medication and all that. And after that, I was really, really broke. I was so exhausted. The whole thing was taking a toll on my mental health. I had to shamefully message him and tell him that if he can just call off the court case, that let's just like reach a mutual agreement between both families. But because he was like, he wants to take Jasmine with him to Lagos. He wants to take Jasmine with him to Lagos for the holidays. So when I messaged him, he was very, very happy. He was like, that I don't know what I've done for him, that thank you for doing this. He called me on phone. We spoke on the phone. He was like that he would do anything for me, that he's going to rent an apartment for me. He's going to open a shop for me, that I will not regret this decision that I've made and all of that. He was even crying. He was literally crying. So I was like, fine, that Jasmine can stay with you for the holidays. Now, this is a grown man, this is an adult. I expected him like he should know his boundaries. So when I said that, I didn't like say, don't do this with our worker, do not include our worker in your video. You can do your videos with Jasmine, but do not include like our staff in your videos. So I didn't like point that to him because I thought he would understand as an adult that he is. So when we reached that agreement, he sent me 100K instantly, and it was as if like they lifted like a burden off my shoulders. I was so excited, and I paid off some debts, and he said that he will be coming. He will come back to the east the next week to take Jasmine for the holidays and bring her back in 2 weeks. So when he was coming, I didn't even know that girl. When he was coming, I didn't even know that our worker came back, so came with him. I didn't even have any idea. I thought, I like when you're like you thought you'd do something with like So when I eventually found out was when I saw like the videos of like when they were going back, the video Jasmine, the video had like all those kind of things. I was like, what the hell? And all that. I was really like I was really very uncomfortable with that. So when he eventually came, yeah, he gave me money for the rent and all that. Then he said that I should write down the list of everything I need for the house, which I did. That he's willing to support in any place, any location I want to live, then he's going to support. So I handed Jasmine over to him and they left. So when Jasmine was with him in Lagos, I used that opportunity to be house hunting. I was coming from Umuahia to Aba to check for houses and all that. And 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, he sent Jasmine back. He sent back Jasmine and we relocated to Aba. That was how we came back to Aba to start living. Now, Jasmine was put in school, and whenever I do like the school run, I drop Jasmine off at school. I go to work, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I go to pick her, and that was it for the day. I wasn't really like working, like because this slash thing takes like 2 hours to get done for each person. So I wasn't really like getting the kind of money I wanted, and I really needed to work. So around December of last year, he said that he's coming back to the east and he wants Jasmine to be with him for 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, that's 2 weeks. I'll use that 2 weeks and work. So when he came back to the east, he told me that he will be coming to pick Jasmine. They are leaving for Umuahia, and I thought they were actually going to stay in Aba because he doesn't have a house in Umuahia. And I was asking him, where is Jasmine going to stay for 2 weeks in Umuahia? Is it like in someone's house, or like where is she going to stay? He said I don't have the right to ask him that question and all that because I don't want his wahala. I just let it slide. And he picks Jasmine, and they were in Umuahia and they were doing content, they were doing dancing. I still saw Jasmine in all those their videos with our work, and I messaged him and I told him that yes, we're doing co-parenting, peaceful co-parenting, but you have to respect boundary. Peaceful co-parenting without boundary is crazy. And he said that who am I to tell him what the boundary is? That don't I know that I'm crossing boundary too? That I'm telling someone's man, that's him, I'm telling someone's man to rent me a house and furnish it for me, and that me I'm crossing boundary too and all that. And he was just saying a whole lot of things, and I just left him. So speaking with they'll be like, you've not like why are you allowing Jasmine to appear in their videos? I have clearly stated that I'm uncomfortable with it and they are crossing my boundary. And he tells me that I don't have any right to tell him what boundary is because I'm also do not respect his boundary. Like I'm asking him to rent house for me, whereby he was the one that said that he would rent the house for me and he would furnish the house for me. So now that one passed, and this whole back and forth. Anytime someone comments something he doesn't like on his post, he comes to my DM and he starts crashing out. He tells me that I'm the one commenting all those things, or I'm the one sending my friends to actually be commenting like any comment he doesn't like. And I'm like, you brought this thing online, everybody will have their 2 cents. Your people, your fans, they bash me, they insult me, they call me bitter, they call me ugly, they call me a lot of names. I don't come to your DMs to crash to say, okay, you're the one using fake accounts or you're the one sending them and all that. I don't do that. So it doesn't make sense that whenever you see a single hate comment on your page, you come to my DM to crash out, and you're telling me that I should go and tell all those my friends that the place that two of you are entering, that we cannot enter it. that I should go and drink hypo, that should remove my eye from you people. Like, I don't even check your posts, they don't even come on my FYP because I don't care. Like, I don't even want to associate myself with all the things that like that disturb me. So it didn't make sense to me, like, just like when you were saying all the stuff. And yeah, so that's basically the whole thing. And he's busy telling people that we've already divorced, we've already like divorced before he met her. That's a huge lie. We are still married when he was doing all those things with her, and we've not like officially like divorced yet. So yeah, that's literally like the whole thing. So I just want to come here and clear the air, you know, and be like, I don't want to talk about this stuff again, and I moved on. I'm moving to a new phase in my life. This kind of thing, this particular topic, it drains me. It makes me unproductive. Like, it sets me back on the drain very, very well. It drains me so much. Like, I don't like talking about it. If I see a video of it in my FIB, even though the person is supporting me, I skip the video. I do the video not interested because I don't like I don't like engaging myself. So this is like literally like the last time I'll be talking about this topic.